2012-6 in recognition of renaming of the Livingston Child Development Center in honor of DebClipper. Mr. Chenio.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. President. We wanted this to be a surprise, but because of some requirements that needed to be made ahead of time, we had to kind of let Deb know about this. But there's an individual that really was behind this effort to have this facility named in honor of DebClipper, and that's Janet Cook. And I'd like Janet to come up, if she wouldn't mind, and explain this process and make the recommendation. Janet?
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is truly a privilege to be able to honor Deb in this way. And one of the things that I want to share with you is the reason that the staff, who she's so generous in her heart with, really wanted to name this site for Deb is because there's two things that are in Deb's heart. One of them is she often tells us a story about living in Merced County, being a farmer's daughter, and going out to the tomato fields where the folks were picking tomatoes. She remembers at being about 9 years of age and seeing the moms out there with their kids in the car, putting up the blankets so that there's shade, putting them under a tree. And she said that stuck with her for her entire life. And as that personal experience, Deb became a champion of children in our Migrant and Seasonal Head Start program. The Livingston site does house migrant children. And I think there's another thing that we thought was so Deb that we wanted to rename a site in her honor. And that's that she worked very, very hard through her whole career to acquire facilities that were safe, attractive, developmentally appropriate for children. She told a story a couple of weeks ago about the first Head Start Center where there was plywood on the floor, and so the kids wouldn't get slivers in their feet, they covered it with tarps. So obviously under her leadership we have come a long, long ways, and I think to rename this center in her honor is a lasting legacy and very appropriate for all the things that she did. So I know that you have before you the resolution, and with the permission of President Molina, I know that many of these things were in the original resolution, so I'd like to highlight a couple of different areas. It's the renaming of the Livingston Child Development Center in honor of DebClipper, whereas upon the occasion of her retirement as a respected educator and leader in Stanislaus County schools and within early childhood programs, DebClipper is deserving of special recognition and high commendation. And then it goes on to talk about all the things that the cabinet shared. And I know that Deb's being very modest, so I'll just get to the bottom line here so we don't say it all over again. It's now, therefore, be it resolved by the Stanislaus County Board of Education and the Stanislaus County Superintendent of Schools that DebClipper be commended for her exemplary record of personal and professional achievement, be congratulated upon the occasion of her well-deserved retirement, and in response to these recognitions and accomplishments, have the Livingston Child Development Center renamed in her honor to the DebClipper Livingston Child Development Center. This proclamation has the support of Andres Zamora, who is the superintendent of the Livingston District, of the Triple CDS Board of Directors, of the Policy Council of the Migrant Head Start program, as well as from the leadership of Region 12 in the National Head Start. So, Deb, thank you for all you've done for children and families. I hope that every time you go by the center, you will be proud of all that you've given to all of us.
I move that we adopt resolution number 2012-6, renaming the Livingston Child Development Center in honor of Deborah Clipper. The second by Mrs. Spina. This requires a roll call. Mrs. Spina?
Amen.
Mrs. Rose? Mr. Kronberg? Chair votes as well. 4-0. I just want to know when the ribbon cutting is. Once the name goes up.
Probably January.
Send us the date, please.
Okay.